Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing fine, and today I will show you how to add 3D rendering capability to our project. To do this, I am using a third-party library to get math operations related to vectors and matrices. So it will make our life easier, otherwise we will have to write all the math operations ourselves. Okay, let's go to Google and search for GLM OpenGL and click on this link and go to GLM GitHub page and then go to releases section and download the latest release. Current version is 0.9.9.8 and I will extract the content into my C drive. Okay, go to Visual Studio and right click on the project name and go to C++ General section. Here, go to Additional Include Directories and add a new record. Then select the path where the extracted GLM library is located. Okay, that's it, and let's look at matrices. In a 3D scene, there are objects that move around. That means their vertex coordinates are changing. Suppose there is a player in a game, and if you press W key, it moves forward. And if you move your mouse, player's direction is changed. Now the question is, how can we calculate the new position of the player's vertices based on those user actions? It is not an easy task, but matrices can help. If you can create a matrix that represents all the transformation that applied to an object, then we can calculate new vertex positions easily by multiplying current vertex positions with the matrix, and it gives the new position of the vertex as a result. Okay, mainly we create three matrices called model, view and projection. Model matrix represents model or object's transformation, and the view matrix represents camera or viewpoint transformation. There are two types of projections, perspective and orthographic. Here we are interested in perspective projection matrix. We can get final transformation matrix by multiplying all three matrices. Okay, first we need to include GLM header files, and we need glm.hpp and ext.hpp. And then we need to update our vertex shader source because we need to pass our three matrices into vertex shader. We are doing this by adding three uniform variables which has mat4 type. Now here I am using another way to create a vec4 type by passing vec3 value directly into it instead of passing x, y, z values separately. This has no effect to the functionality. It is just a nice way to create a vec4 type from vec3 type. And then we need to multiply our matrices. Please note that the multiplication order is important for matrices. First, we multiply by model matrix and then the view matrix and finally by the projection matrix. Okay, shader modification is finished and now we need to access those variables from our C++ code. To do that, we use OpenGL function called glGetUniformLocation. So we need to have three unsigned int variables to hold our uniform variables. Let's add them. Okay, now we need to create actual matrices. For this, we use GLM library. First, create our projection matrix by using the help function called perspective under GLM namespace. First parameter is angle called field of view. The second is the aspect ratio of the window. We calculate it by dividing window width by window height. Third parameter is the nearest distance that can be rendered, and the fourth is the farthest distance. Objects that are far away from that point will not be rendered. Then create the view matrix. This is an identity matrix for now. Finally, the model matrix. This is also an identity matrix for now. Then let's pass those matrices into the vertex shader. For that, we use OpenGL function called GL uniform matrix for FV. First parameter is the uniform location. Second parameter is matrices count. We only pass one matrix as the projection matrix. Third parameter tells we don't need to transpose the matrix. And the last parameter is the actual pointer to the matrix. So we call the function 3 times with relevant parameters to set all 3 matrices. Next, we need to clear depth buffer in each render cycle for proper rendering. So we pass GL depth buffer bit flag to the GL clear function we already have. Okay, now let's try to run this. Right, we don't see our triangle and there is a reason for it. Reason is our camera is at the 0 coordinate and looking at the minus z direction, and our triangle is also at the same location, so we don't see it. To fix that, let's change vertex coordinates. Since the camera is looking at the minus z direction, let's move the triangle to the same direction by updating z coordinate with -5. Okay, the problem is solved, but it is not the correct way to fix it. Usually, we don't change the vertex coordinate by hand. We use matrices to do that. So we should move away the object or the camera from each other. So let's keep our object at the center position and let's move our camera. We can move the camera by using another GLM helper function called translate. So here the view matrix is translated by -5 units in its z-axis. Let's run this. As you can see, we get the same result as before. Okay, now I'm going to show you another function called rotate. Using rotate function, I'm going to rotate the triangle around its y-axis. I'm using a variable called angle and I'm creating the model matrix based on the angle value. Value of the angle variable is increased in each render cycle and I do not let it go beyond 360 degrees. Okay, let's run this. As you can see, triangle rotates. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.